Hey, welcome back to the Aikido Virtual Dojo channel. And today we're going to be looking at the technique Ushiro ryote-dori ikkyo. And Ushiro is a technique from behind. So our attacker will be starting from behind us, and ryote-dori is when the grabber or the attacker grabs two hands or the two wrists, basically securing the person either for a second person to attack or just for a particular control. And today, we're going to be looking at the version omote waza. So let's take a look at the footwork for Ushiro ryote-dori ikkyo omote waza. So the first beginning step is just a slide step back, sinking. Then we're going to pivot in place towards our partner. Afterwards, sinking and stepping slightly back with the back foot in order to catch the elbow. Then as we step forward for omote, stepping in with this outer leg to draw our partner out. And then the final second step, bringing our partner forward and down into the pin, immobilization.
We begin this technique with a grab from behind with a Ushiro ryote-dori attack. So Durward is holding my both wrists. I like to keep my hands next to my hips, not really behind the body, because here it could be difficult for me to do the technique. Durward could block me. And our feet are aligned on the same side. So when I have my right foot in back, Durward will have his right foot in front. This is just a bit stronger for him, and he has a better control of my body. Now from here, the first movement I will slide back. So since I cannot force the movement here with my wrist, if he's strong, but I can slide back and move my body behind the wrists and closer to Durward. I bring my fingers together, which will bring his elbows slightly outside, and then I will turn my wrists to lift his elbows up. Let's have a more detailed look at the movement of the wrist here and turning of the hands. Actually, when I get closer and I bring my fingers together, Durward has already some difficulties holding my wrist, so I can easily turn my wrist and move his arms, his elbows. The way I do it is I like to imagine that I'm holding a ball in my hands, and I want to move my hands around the ball to get to the top of the ball. Okay, and this movement just lifts Durward's elbows up, which will then allow me to turn, and this will create the space where I will be able to move out. So from this position here, as I start turning my wrists, as explained just before, at the same time I start turning my body, and I will start this movement from my foot. So actually I will create a kind of spiral movement starting from my foot, knee, hips, and at the same time turning the wrists. So foot, knee, hips, I drop down a little bit, and this will allow me to move my body out of this space between Durward's arms, but I still want to keep a feeling forward with my hands. I want to feel in the space and keep Durward engaged. If I don't do this, if I just move out without keeping my hands forward, Durward can come back at me, and this movement here is actually keeping the space full here prevents it actually. From this position here, now I want to grab the ikkyo, and it's a bit difficult here because I need to grab Durward's wrist with this hand and grab his elbow with this one. If I just try to raise my hand here to grab the elbow, he can hold me down, so it's getting very difficult. So actually I want to adjust my body and move my back foot slightly away from Durward, which will cause a drop down of my body. I will drop down my body, and at the same time I can guide his elbow down and closer to my hand. So here I can take over the elbow, which allows me then to turn the other hand around and grab the wrist. So now we've seen the explanation for the transition from this attack into the ikkyo position for the omote waza version. From this position, when I need to finish the technique, I will step in, or I will take a step forward with my back foot, at the same time drawing the ikkyo spiral movement here towards my knee, and then take the second step towards Durward's center line to bring him down on the tatami, and finish with the immobilization. And if you want to see more details about the spiral movement of ikkyo and the immobilization at the end, we explain it more in details in our earlier videos, and you can find the links to these videos in the description below. If you like our video, give us a thumb up and share it with your friends. You can also subscribe to receive notifications about new videos being published. More information is available in the channel description as well as through the links section.